Well, by this point, Kamala Harris has been endorsed by many celebrities, and I'm going to mention some of them in this video, but perhaps none of them has been as cringe as Jennifer Garner. And I just had to play this clip so you will understand what I mean. Let's go.
Listen, I know you've knocked and knocked, and I know you've called and called. I know you've given and given, and you're worn out. But the truth is, you are the front lines. This is it. I mean, I'm looking at these beautiful faces, these women, and at these strong men.
Okay, this is a trigger warning when she's gonna talk about the strong men. I don't know if you saw my critique of the Men for Kamala ad. If you haven't, you should watch it, because this is the man that I guess Jennifer is going to talk about. Here it comes.
Strong men. God, is there anything sexier than a man who is like Men for Kamala? But you are the front line of this battle.
Yeah, she's trying. She's trying her best to look natural, and I always thought that she was a good actress, and I have enjoyed many of her movies, and I enjoyed how she appeared on Deadpool versus Wolverine. But, well, you know how it is. She's entitled to her political preference, of course. That's okay. That's freedom. That is nice. And if she is called to say this kind of words with that enthusiasm and say how sexy are Men for Kamala, then so be it.
Sexier than a man who is like Men for Kamala.
Yeah, that was pretty cringe. I have watched it a couple of times, so I don't know what to say about that.
For lack of a better word, it really is. There are two ways forward, and you guys are going to have a huge voice in how that way is chosen.
At least as I see her with that enthusiasm. She has always been really enthusiastic. And again, I want to be clear that every single person in the world is entitled to their opinion and their political preference. That it's okay. I'm going to mention just a couple celebrities that went too far and are spreading misinformation. But I don't know. It's something that I find it funny when someone it's so vocal about something without answering the questions. But I don't want to say anything about Julia Roberts or Jennifer Garner, because not even Kamala Harris can answer those questions. But let's see what Julia has to say about, the Team Walls ticket.
I just hope that all the women here tonight talk to all the men that aren't here tonight.
Oh, they are not there tonight for a reason.
And all you brave men that are here tonight.
You can imagine the physiognomy of those men.
Talk to all the other men that aren't here tonight.
No, they don't talk to each other. I'm pretty sure that they don't talk to each other.
And let's just get it going. Enough with the fighting. Let's get to the uniting. Let's get to the joy. Let's get to the repair.
Let's get to the joy, the repair. The repair. Let's see who has been in office the last 3.5 years. Oh no! Wait, I'm not gonna ask that question. That is the no-go zone.
Let's get to prices dropping, rents dropping.
Oh, why aren't prices dropping and rents dropping now? Kamala,
Let's get to the good stuff so we can start living our lives to the fullest potential that we have.
Isn't that a song? Live your lives to the fullest. Oh yeah, that is a Bon Jovi song. I remember that song, and it so happens that Bon Jovi has composed a song for Kamala, because John Bon Jovi is also on Kamala's camp. That is so nice.
We are building this house of love.
Okay, whatever. That's enough. I heard enough. Oh, this was the video. He was recording this video, and now that is the setting. That was the video he recorded when he saved that lady that was about to jump off that bridge. Well, he was recording a video for Kamala, and he saved the lady, so I think that it was a net positive for the world, not joking, and that one. But we also have Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, it seems that he can see what Kamala stands for. That is not my joke. That is the joke that the people were making on all over the internet. But again, Stevie, my question is: Are these celebrities affected by the things that Kamala hasn't done by this point? For example, the illegal immigrations, the criminals that are roaming the United States. Are they safe in their gated communities with all their private security, and they are really not affected by inflation? That must be it. That must be the reason why they are just supporting that, and all their friends must be Democrats and liberals. That's the thing that I understand. That must be the reason. And another, have to say, legend. I grew up literally with Bruce Springsteen's music. I mean, before discovering Metallica, which was my mind-blown moment, Bruce Springsteen was Born in the USA was for me like, I would say, the national anthem, but that would be a bit hard on Venezuela, of course. But that record, Dancing in the Dark, Born in the USA, were classic songs. And well, now I thought I was looking at Megan Rapinoe, but no, it's Bruce Springsteen, who is also all for Kamala. I am Bruce Springsteen, and
Springsteen. Yeah. Friends, fans, and the press have asked me who I'm supporting in this most important of elections. And with full knowledge that my opinions no more or less important than those of any of my fellow citizens, here's my answer. I'm supporting Kamala Harris for president and Tim Walz for vice president.
Nice, Bruce. And now we know what you stand for. Now, there's so many people that are not born in the USA coming into the USA illegally. That's something that maybe you can write a song for them. John wrote a song for Kamala. Maybe you can write a song, Not Born in the USA. That would be a hit with so many people not born in the USA coming to the USA. Again, you know, many hardworking people have many friends from Venezuela, by the way, that have entered the United States, and they are working, paying their taxes and waiting to be citizens. Some of them are already citizens. I know for a fact there are good people that can bring a lot of value to the United States, but there are so many criminals, and Kamala, and neither Kamala or Tim Walz have said anything about those, well, undesirables that need to be deported ASAP. But when we talk about celebrities and their political opinion, there's one thing that I wanted to mention. You remember that I made a video about Quentin Tarantino, that he was going to vote Kamala no matter what she said, no matter what came out of her mouth in any interview. That is great, because whatever has come out of Kamala's mouth in these interviews has been terrible. So I guess that Quentin is still voting for Kamala. Nice. But I have a problem with celebrities like John Leguizamo when he begins to talk about Venezuela, and that's where I draw the line. You can have your political opinion, but you cannot spread actual misinformation like this.
America caused a lot of this Venezuelan immigration problem. The sanctions that we put in Venezuela are so killing of an economy and destroying their economy, and that's why there's the runaway immigration from Venezuela, because they can't eat, they can't survive. And that's all America's done in England, because they're sitting on the biggest oil reserves in the world. So that's another issue that needs to be addressed.
No, there's a crisis, a humanitarian crisis in Venezuela, that's for sure. And at the same time, I've told you about this many times, that if you see these high-end malls and these very expensive cars in Venezuela, yes, that is the duality of the 0.01% who has access to everything and then some, and the majority of Venezuelans who are really struggling with food, with electricity, with running water, with everything. But no, it's not because of the U.S. sanctions. It's because of the socialist regime that started with Hugo Chavez. I'm sure that John Leguizamo is a friend of Hugo Chavez, such as Sean Penn in his time visited Venezuela a couple times, and Danny Glover as well. They're all socialists, champagne socialists. And Naomi Campbell, who had something with Hugo Chavez as well. All of them. It's so great when you can say hi to the one in command. But for us who struggle under a tyranny, and now Venezuela is transformed into an international hub of drug cartels and terrorism, that was because socialism. That was because actual tyrants. And that's why I don't like socialism in the least. I really hate the word and whatever reeks of that. And as I've told you many times, I can see a socialist when I see one. And if Kamala has said and done everything that she has said and done, then we know where this is going. But again, for me, freedom is much more important than anything else. So if anyone has to or wants to vote for Kamala Harris, so be it. I just try to point out, it's like these celebrities, like Jennifer Garner has the right to vote for Kamala and vouch for Kamala as well, like Julia Roberts, all of them. That's nice. But you need to be aware, you really need to know that you have a responsibility. You have a platform. Like I have this platform, and I decided to use my platform to, well, literally like nuke half of my audience, because I needed to say this word. I needed to warn people. I wouldn't have wanted this to be in my deathbed and say, hey, you just shut up because you were afraid to lose your business or something. No, because we Venezuelans have struggled so much, and this is something that can happen. And, well, if they have the right to say what they want to say, then I have the same right, but with proof of what a socialist regime can do to a country. But I still want to know, what do you think about this in the comments? Remember to download my 100 free body language tips in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.